may have notified everyone that I was live and then it just got stuck. But I'm going live because I'm like a couple of more items before I'm complete. Because y'all, let me tell you something about me while I'm trying to get this camera on the tripod. It seems like sometimes when I'm almost done, I will sabotage myself and start doing other things. Let's see if we can put it on the camera because I'm going to show you. I was super excited. I'm going to tell you about this rose. Yep, that's good. I'm going to tell you about this rose. This is my last rose I'm potting up because we ordered quite a few roses, y'all. We ordered quite a few. And so I had been looking on the online for this particular rose, and when I saw it, it was very expensive. And so I was like, I'm not about to pay that. I'm not. We have a lot of roses that we've potted up, but here is the thing. Um, this rose I saw online that somebody said they had bought at the garden center. And so I went to about 3 or 4 different garden centers in my actual area, could not find it. Let me tell you where I found it at. So I was visiting my sister in Williamsburg, Virginia, happened to go to their Lowe's, and lo and behold, they had this brand and they had the rose that I was looking for. So this is the one I have been searching for. Princess Charlene DeMonaco. I hope I'm saying it right. But again, I was going to buy the bare root online, and they came as bare root. I've just had them in this container probably for about, yeah, it's been about 2 weeks that I've been back. And so I'm like, you have got to pot these roses up. But the roses online, they were expensive. But look, y'all, 19.99. Now I can deal with this price knowing that this is a perennial, it's a rose. They had good reviews online, very good reviews, but it was just so expensive. And so there was another rose that I pre-ordered during the fall that I was contemplating about. I didn't know if I wanted this one or the other one, so I went with the other one, and I was like, okay, that's enough. We cannot stack this shopping cart up like this. So I just chose the other one, which I'll share with you. I think they're supposed to be shipping it this week to our zone, so I'll share that with you as well. But they were expensive. So when I saw the 19.99 for a rose, I could not help but to go ahead and get it. And so now what I've been doing is potting it up. But let me show you another type of rose that I got. And they had quite a few, y'all, but I had to like contain myself. First of all, because I drove to Virginia, and it was me and my mom, and we didn't have a lot of room. So I had to be very strategic with how I was going to haul back plants. I did haul back plants, but I had to be very smart about packing, I guess I would say. So in addition to this one, let me show you one that I've potted up. So as I was potting, as I was looking for this one, and y'all, I got so excited. I really did. And this is what I'm potting them up in. I don't know where they're going to go. It's just a basic garden container. I don't know where I'm going to put these, because if you've been following us, and if you're coming in, y'all, go ahead, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe if you're not subscribed. We've created a rose garden, but I'm going to have to create several more because I ordered way too many David Austin roses. And so I'm just going, they'll be planted, but I'm just trying to map out the plan and see how I want it. But this is another one that I picked up while I was in Virginia. This is really pretty. Bolero rose. It's a white rose. And like I have shared with y'all before, I've never been a rose fan because I've just been used to the supermarket roses, and I just never seen what people were talking about until one year I decided to order a David Austin rose. And I think the very first rose that I ordered was the Desdemona, and then I ordered the Queen of Sweden. And ever since then, I have been ordering roses because now I understand what people say and what they mean, like the fragrance, the petal count, all of that. And this is a fragrant rose too. I haven't grown Bolero before. This is a new one, but it gets about 3 to 4 feet high, 2 to 3 feet wide. It's lemon, but what I liked about it is it says the scent is like lemon and verbena, and I absolutely love lemon verbena. So that's why I got this, but we'll find somewhere to put it. But I really wanted to come on and say if they have this brand, because they don't have this brand in our area at all. They had another brand of roses, and we're in the Atlanta area. We're zone 8A. They had another brand of roses that I normally seen. I seen it in Savannah as well. But when someone put this, that's why I love, social media is very, and the internet is very helpful because they put this brand on here and this is what I went looking for, couldn't find it. But when I went to Virginia, this is the brand that they have, but they didn't have the brand that we have down here. So again, if you're just joining us, I'm excited. This is the last rose. So I had to plant roses and now I have to water flowers. But I had been looking for this rose right here, the Princess Charlene DeMonico. And it was online. It is online, y'all, but it was expensive at the time. And I'm like, no, we just gonna wait, maybe next year. But when I went to Virginia and I saw this, I actually got three total. So I got a total of three, and then I got two of the Bolero, the white ones that I just showed you. But we still have a whole bunch of David Austin roses that we have to plant. But when I was looking at this online, it was just like the variation of it and the petal count of it that I knew that I wanted to grow it. And let's see what I got to take this off anyway. I want to see what these get a little bit taller. So these are like 5 to 5.5 feet in height and 2 to 3 feet wide. So I know that when I plant it in the ground, and look, it says fresh fruit and sweet perfume. So when I do plant it in the ground, this is probably going to be one that's towards the back since it gets very tall. And with the rose garden that we just planted, and if you haven't saw the video, we do have the video up, but let me take the camera off of the tripod so I can tell you, so I can show you, because what we did is we planted it based on height. So the ones in the back, let's walk over here, y'all. I have got to do a whole bunch of weed eating. Yes, I do. But they came in as bare root as well. So now they're starting to get their leaves. But the ones in the back, they are the James Austin and the Gabriel Oak. So the ones in the back, 1, 2, 3, they're going to get about 4 feet in height. And they're a dark pink to, yeah, they're a dark pink color, a very dark pink. The ones right here are the Olivia Austin, and I got these on one side, one on this side, one on the other side. They're going to get about 3 feet in height. And then this Winchester Cathedral, these are in pots, they're white. So again, I did like an ombre effect. So I went dark pink, light pink, white. And the white is in the containers. And then right here in the middle is going to be purple. And then I actually added some of the double scoop echinacea. And that's the thing about gardening, y'all, is when you're first doing a space, it looks bare. And a lot of people think you should just start over planting it. But you have to think about it in the next 2 to 3 years. Like, this space is going to be totally filled up. We also have some daylilies down here that are coming in really good, and the candy tuft. And I did have to move my sign, and one of the birds fell off because this is what happened. So I had it over in phase one of the garden, but when I took the mallet and put it down, I poked a hole in uh, the irrigation system in the black tubing. Good thing that Stephen, the family that built the raised bed boxes, Renew Urban Garden, good thing he found that, because I would have been really upset once I turned the irrigation back on and it didn't work. So I'm glad he found it. He of picking a lot of mint. I've been picking some to dry, but there's just so much. So If y'all have never heard me say before, mint is one of those ones that you definitely want to plant in containers because they multiply by underground, like the rhizomes. And so the old owners had put, I think, I really want to say this is spearmint. Um, it smells like spearmint. I did my plant identifier. It said spearmint, but it's between spearmint and peppermint. But to me, spearmint has is not as like a strong, as strong as peppermint to me. So I really think this is spearmint. So I have probably spearminted myself out because I have pulled up all of this and I've dried it. Now I have this left. And I told Chris, I said, I may leave it here because it looks kind of whimsy, you know? So we'll see. But if not, then if somebody like spearmint, like as far as family and friends, I'll pull it up and I'll dry it. But I know I've pulled so much to where I can really store a lot of mason jars in there. And so this is this rose garden right here. But I'm just super excited and I just wanted to share it with y'all. Again, we have to create another rose garden somewhere. It'll probably be, let's take a little walk because I'm still just trying to think about where do I want a lot of stuff to be. I started a lot of dahlias inside and I got to find a dahlia patch. Definitely got to find that. But I'm thinking I've really been watching the sun, really been trying to follow it, which is I highly suggest that you do that, especially depending on what you're planting. So where some of this bare space is, we may just create like another rose garden somewhere, and put the Charlene DeMonico there, the Princess Charlene DeMonico. I had I wanted this area over here is becoming our berry patch. So we are planting blackberries right now. I got blueberries I got to plant, and then I also got to plant strawberries. But back to the roses, I am thinking we had to trim up this tree, this magnolia tree yesterday because it was shading a lot of this area over here. But I'm thinking I'm just going to create another rose garden. And the thing about garden planting and planting your plants is you can create like little rooms in your yard. And so that's what I'm thinking about doing is creating what you would call like little rooms and little themes. But I'm definitely following the sun. This area over here gets nice sun right here. But then I'm also thinking about as we walk up, I'm also thinking about maybe somewhere over here. And when I tell y'all I got a lot of roses, I have a lot of roses. And I'm talking over 20 roses to plant. So some of them still may go in pots because some of the David Austin roses, I did get some like the ones you just saw, the Winchester Cathedral. Those are great for pots. So we may just set up, different pots. But I also want to put a lot of them in ground as well. And so we just may have them all over the garden, and just create different garden rooms. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you're just joining, I'm super excited. I'll show you all once again. And I put up a short, y'all. So we got these beds finally filled. We got these filled on Friday. So I have been slowly but surely planting different things in here. I am hoping that these lettuces make it before it gets too hot. I do have shade cloth. I don't know if I have enough, so I really need to go ahead and pull it out, and I'm hoping that I can extend it so that they can mature with the shade cloth, because we've had the arugula to kind of start bolting a little bit. So we'll see. And then we've started a lot of our summer vegetables inside, and we started our zinnias, we started our marigolds, we started those inside. So a lot of those are going to go here. I hate to leave it bare because I've been waiting for so long to try to get these beds filled. It was I had to call in help. I'll just be honest with y'all because it was a lot. When I had to fill this one L-shaped bed by myself, it took me like 2 days. It did. But not I broke it up into hours. I'll just say that. This is going to be the herb garden over here. So that's why I say about creating different rooms in the garden. This is going to be the herb garden right here. And eventually, where you see this wood pile at, that is going to be where the greenhouse will eventually be. I think that's going to be phase 3. I'm doing it in phases. I think that's going to be phase 3, and the chicken coop will probably be phase 4 or 5. So phase 3 next, hopefully before the end of the year, or let me speak into existence. Before the end of the year, we'll have a greenhouse. I just got to figure out which one that I want, what type that I want, and then we'll get those in here. But again, before I get off, y'all, because y'all know how I am, I will go, I'll start talking about one thing and end up talking about another. But the reason of the video is I was so excited because this rose I have been looking for online, and I finally found it. I finally found it. So this is the last one I have to pot up and water, but this is the Charlene DeMonico, and it was this to me is a reasonable price. So y'all let me know if you think it's a reasonable price to you. But to me, this was reasonable because online it was expensive, and it was between this one. I want to say the one that's coming in they're shipping out this week is called Jadore, Jadore, Jadore. And so I just was torn, like, which one do I want? So I chose the other one, but I had this on my list too, but they were expensive. And I'm like, okay, when I start putting things in my shopping cart, it started to start adding up really quick. So when I saw these in Virginia for $20, I had to hop on them. I wanted to get more, but I also have to keep telling myself, you have to give yourself grace. You have to allow yourself time because just from moving, y'all, I feel like everything needs to be done this year. So I had to just kind of slow it down a little bit and just say, we're going to do one thing at a time. We're going to take things in phases, but it's just so much that I want to do. And like Chris was telling me, in the garden in Savannah, we were there for 13 years. So it took me 13 years to create the garden that we had in Savannah. So I can't do it in a season, and I'm not going to like try to push myself and work to do it all in one season. Let's see. Hello, Maria's Blended Nest Harvest. I'm sorry, Maria's Blended Harvest. How are you? All right, now I ordered lavender colored climbing rose. Ooh, that sounds beautiful. A couple years ago from QVC, the plant is doing great, but the blooms are no, yellow instead of lavender. That sucks. That sucks right there. A lot of things get mislabeled. Let me tell you something. I'm finna walk over here all right now. Let me tell y'all, I think I might have put this on a short, but let me tell y'all what happened to me with the tulips. Because y'all know my favorite colors are pink, purple. Ooh, I've pulled them. I have pulled them. Pink, purple. I know for a fact I've been pulling the tulips and replacing them with petunias because I want them to drape over. But this is what I wanted to tell y'all. Now, I've pulled a lot of them. So when I got these tulips, I made sure that I got ones that were pink, purple and white stripe, pink and white stripe. But this whole section right here that I pulled yesterday, and I just put them in the trash too, because the blooms were spent like this. But I'm glad you said that. A lot of things get mislabeled because I knew what I was doing, because I said this would be nice with the azaleas when they bloom. This whole section right here, it was yellow and red stripe tulips. And I say that because I know that it was a hybrid in some kind of way. This hybrid that should have been pink and white, evidently it went back to its original like DNA traits, and it was like yellow and red. When I tell you it stuck out like a sore thumb, I do have pictures of it because I was like, one of these things are not like the other. And I saw one pop up and I was like, okay, maybe that's just, genetics, but this whole patch was, and it was supposed to be pink and white. So I understand what you mean all right now. When you order one thing, either it got mislabeled or either it might have went back to like its original genetics. But that's what happened with the tulips. I'm so glad you said that. Probably within this week, I'm going to go ahead and finish pulling the tulips, and then we have pink petunias that we're going to put right here. So it's going to be pink and purple petunias right here to go with the azaleas when they're not in bloom. I'm pretty sure these are encore azaleas because they've bloomed like twice, maybe last year. I'm not sure what's going on right here. We're gonna figure it out. But it's like pink and a coral color that's coming, and I know I gotta spray these because I feel like these are like spider mites. Something is ailing this one, and then these look okay. Something is kind of ailing this one right here, if y'all can see. But I'm gonna get on top of it after I kind of get most of my annuals planted. But I do understand when you say that you order a lavender rose, and although it's beautiful, it is yellow. So definitely understand that. So thank you all for hanging out with me. I got two more things to do. So the first thing is I'm going to go ahead and get this last rose, the Princess Charlene DeMonico, planted. And then I got to go and water some of our plants that's on standby, um, so that we can get those started. I got a lot of plants that's what I call is on standby, waiting to be planted, but I got to keep them watered until I can either find somewhere for them to be planted. We also are going to, if you're in the Atlanta, McDonough area, we're also going to be putting some plants online for sale, because I've started from seed. I actually sold some geraniums. I have over 100 geraniums that I planted. And I'm like, why did you plant so many? Because you know that you don't have space for all of it right now. I guess I could make like a whole geranium line of them, but I am going to take some to my mom. Uh, and then I'm also going to plant some, but I think I'm going to actually put some online as well. So if you're in the Atlanta or McDonough area, let me know, because we'll be having some different plants for sale. And so I can let you know what we have for sale and just send pictures as well. But we will be having that coming up hopefully in the next week or two. I have to sit down, take the pictures, and put them online. But that's another thing too is I'm working on as well, is testing out shipping. So eventually we'll be shipping some plants and seeds. Seeds, that's no problem to ship, but the plants, I want to make sure they get to I want to make sure they get to y'all in like tip top condition, because I know I've ordered live plants before. Some are absolutely perfect and some look like they just been through some things, okay? So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Let me go ahead and get this last rose planted, and then we are going to talk again soon, y'all. Thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Bye, y'all.